And everyone again. This game, or this video rather, I will not be shooting anyone down, but I will actually discuss something totally different that I usually don't do. I want to discuss the golden wagers. So basically, the golden wagers are all about getting one kill and winning the game if you're using the officer one or the rookie wager. The commander one is a whole different story, and I will not go into that. You need to be using tier 3 or 4 vehicles, and yeah, I would say that, play with a friend should be the easiest way to do it. So when it comes to picking what you want to use, you all know that when it comes to the USA, playing with American teammates, not American citizens, but the players that play America, is usually a lot harder, since for some reason they don't perform as well as other teams do. You can see that all these planes here are 3.7, so that's pretty low for a tier 3. So I would say these planes are great to use. Same with F4U, same with the 109 F4. I will actually be picking up on that later. Then when it comes to Germany, they usually have pretty big guns, so if you can use them right, then they're great. I like to use the 109 F4 for the sake that it just got bumped down to 3.7 BR, so I think it's a great contender to the best plane to use. A lot of people like the G2. I think it's too high BR, but I mean, it's all about preference. I'd say that the 109 F4 is one of the best, since I think the G2 often gets bumped up to K4 BR, and the 109 F4 doesn't really do that. When we move over to Russia, the supposedly OP nation, which I don't agree with at all when it comes to planes. Yak 9T, Yak 9K, not really the best planes to use, simply because you don't really get the maneuverability and the sustained firepower that you get with a Yak 3, for example. Since this plane only has the 45 millimeter, it doesn't usually end up where you want it to go. It's more a bomber hunter, in my opinion, and it's great at that. My personal preference for Russia is the Yak 3. You can see here like what I've been using. Switching to RB here. Yak 3. This is like only RB in the first place, and only wagers. I haven't really played this thing outside of that, and yeah, working out great so far. Moving over to the the I-185. Sorry. I haven't really used this plane. I don't think it's it doesn't really suit my playstyle. I think the Yak 3 is a lot better. The LA5F though, really good plane to use in the wagers, since it's only 3.3, so it's like 0.7 lower than anything else we've been looking at. LA5FN, basically the same plane, but the LA5F is a lot lower in BR. But I still think the Yak 3 is the best bet. If you can use the 120mm, that is. When we look at the Britain planes, they don't really, call for me, if I can use that word. I don't really see them as, the Yak of all trades that the Russians are, simply because at this BR they can't really catch up to everything and still turn with it that the Russian can. Except for maybe the Typhoon, but the planes that I'm looking for are not that high in the BR range. The Mark 5B could be great, but compared to something like the 109 or the Yak 3, not really. The Yaps, they have like the worst selection of all the nations. They have the A6M3, that's it, really. The one plane that I keep coming back to is the Yak 9M. It's basically a Yak 3, but at 3.0 BR. But yeah, of course, it costs money. So unless you bought it before when it was on sale, and unless you have it already, it would be like an investment because you will make the golden, the money back from this so fast. If you can play like 20 games on one day, like on a weekend, then you would like totally make all the money back that you spent on buying the Yak 9M, and you will make more money back. Using the machine gun on this, you can kill medium tanks with the default rounds from behind. And when you use the 20 mil, always use ground targets. It's a lot better, even if it sounds wrong. So I don't have the plane on this account. Like, it looks funny how I'm talking about it, even though I don't have it. I have it on my second account. If you don't believe me, look up VCY. That's my second account. And I know a lot of you people thought that I just renamed myself, but no, I just made a new one for playing without anyone recognizing me, basically. You can also use the P39 SU. It was for free for a while. I actually got it before that. I got it like 2 years ago. But it's also 3.0. Should work fine, but the performance is nowhere near the Yak 9M. I would say the Yak 9M should be like tier 3, but maybe 4.0 BR, because it's basically a Yak 3, and everyone calls the Yak 3, under tiered, OP. So if you can get the money for it, buy the Yak 9M. And maybe all of you have been asking yourself, like quietly, why I haven't talked about tanks. It's because I don't do it. But if you read closely on the wager, it says that you need to have at least one tier 3 or 4 vehicle in your lineup. So you can go around the problem with tier 3 and 4 and just jump into the overperforming T34s, or under tiered rather, T34s, the early ones. And then you will be faced up with 3.3 to 3.7 tanks, or totally, facing 2.7, or if you're unlucky, facing 4.7. And you can basically use anything at tier 3 as long as you don't go above 3.7, because then you start going into, Tiger BRs, and that's not really gonna do you any good. The T34s bounce a lot, and that's like probably why a lot of people use it. The plane you should pick though is this, the PE3, since it's the lowest BR tier 3 plane in the game. It's only 2.7, and that's why you should pick that with your early T34s, and that will make it so that it counts towards the wager, but you will never face anything above 3, or above 4.7, and nothing at tier 4, basically, because you have all the tanks at tier 2. But still, even if you can use all those tanks, I would still recommend you to get the Yak 9M. If or just get the 109 F4. I mean, it's free. I think it's great. If you guys enjoyed this video, please click like, share it with your friends. I will actually be posting this on the forums as well. I hope that that should be cool for everyone. Should I do more like tips and tricks like this, how to do stuff, or should I just go back to what I usually do and upload kills and shit? Tell me what you guys think in the comments, and bye.